Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about fixing your mistakes in Git. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do, let's make a new directory. We'll call it fix. And let's go ahead and initialize that. Okay, so we got a brand new repository called fix. I want to add some files to that we'll work with. All right, so we got file A, file B, file C, and file D. We'll add some text to these. We're going to keep it simple because the content of these files is not what's important. Okay, we're going to save all those, and we're going to commit these. All right, so we got all these files. Let's go ahead and add. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys a shortcut. If you want to add everything, git add dot. And you'll see all those have been added. And now let's commit those with the commit message, and we'll say first commit. Okay, so committed all those files. Working tree is clean. And let's go ahead and look at the git log. Okay, so the git log, you see we have one commit. And let's make a few more changes. We'll change file A and file B here. We'll commit those changes. Okay, let's look at the git log one more time. Okay, so we got the second commit there. You know what, let's go ahead and do one more because we're going to do a few of these revisions here. So we'll go v2 for these. We'll just put v2. Okay, so we have 3 commits. All right, you can see here we got 3 commits: first commit, second commit, and third commit. So the first thing I want to do is let's look at that third commit. Actually, before we get to the commit part, let's make a change. I'm gonna show you guys how to revert or restore. I'll show you how to restore the things you're working on. So let's say you're working on file A and you add some new text. So when you're here and you got git status, you got some text that's been modified. If you find yourself working on something and you don't want it anymore, you could use the restore command. You can see git shows you could use add, which will go through the process of committing it, or restore, which will discard your changes. So as you can see, I added those 2 lines, new text and testing. I'm gonna use the git restore command with the file A. That's the file I want to restore. Okay, and we run git status one more time. And we're back to where we were before. So what we're able to do with that is get rid of changes in our working directory. Okay. Now let's say we take that a step further. Let's say we add those. So we're going to add file a.txt, and this will put it in the staging status. Okay, so you'll see here, this file is now staged. So if you want to get rid of the changes on the staging level, you have to run the command git restore and use the flag staged and then the file name. Okay. And now you're on git status, you're back to the working directory. And if you want to get rid of it in the working directory, you just run git restore. Okay. So let's clear that. And the next thing I want to talk about is renaming files. So let's say, for example, I want to rename file D to file F. One, you could come in and rename it here, but a quicker way where you could bypass that, the adding it to the index, is if you run git mv with the file name and the file you want to rename it to. And you'll see here it'll make you get the changes to be committed, and it's just renaming file D to file F. So you skip a step, you can go automatically to committing this if you use the mv command. So let's go ahead and get rid of those changes. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and commit those. Okay, so we got a new commit, rename file. So that's a way to rename files using git so that you can bypass the add step. And obviously you could come in and change it here or in your file explorer, but you'll just have to run the git add command. So that's a way to rename files. Let's go ahead and clear that. All right, so we just renamed a file. Let's say that, let's look at our log. Actually, we can just go one line. All right, rename file. Maybe we wanted that to be more descriptive. So we want to change the commit message. Okay, so you can change a commit message only if it's the latest commit. First, second, third commit, we're not able to change those. So how do we do that? We're going to run the git commit with a flag of amend. Okay. And then we could supply the, and then the new message. So let's say rename file D to So we use a more descriptive message. Okay, we get a confirmation, and let's look at the git log. Okay, so we just modified the commit message by using the amend flag. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. Actually, I think that's the only way you can do it. All right, so let's say you have a branch. Let's create a new branch here from master. Let's call it feature 1. We can see it created there. Let's switch to feature 1. All right, looks like it carried over a change we made. Let's discard that. Okay, so now working tree's clean. So we're on the feature 1 branch, but let's say we want to rename that feature 1 branch. So how could we rename that? We're gonna go git branch -m, and we'll type in the name of the current branch and the name of the new branch. Okay, and you see there it updated. So now we have just the 2 branches, master and new feature 1. So that's a way you can change the name of your branches if you need a different name. All right, so we got a bunch of commits in here. I'm actually gonna get rid of that feature branch. We'll switch back to master. And we're gonna delete that feature 1, new feature branch. Okay, so we just have the 1 branch master. And we got 4 commits here. So the first thing I want to show you is how to, there's 2 ways to come back in history. So you see the head here. Head points at the current branch and the current commit that you're on. And there can only be 1 head. So right now, we're currently at this commit ID E2F785C. Let's say we didn't want to rename file D to file F, and I want to come back to the 3rd commit. The first way I'll show you this is called a git reset. And to give you guys a visual, there's a graph I had earlier. So after you commit, you got all files the same in the object database, the index, and the working directory. So after we run a git reset, it's going to take that commit away in the object database. It's going to leave it on the index in the working directory just in case you want to put it back. Okay, and this is also called a soft reset. There's 3 types of resets: soft, mixed, and hard. If you have the flag mixed, not only will it remove it from the object database, it'll also set the index to the same as the object database. So the only place that you'll have your changes will be in your working directory. So that's an option. The last option is a hard reset. This is actually something you should avoid because it'll remove it from the object database, the index, and the working directory. So you'll lose it immediately and you can't bring it back. So be careful. If you use a hard reset, I don't recommend using a hard reset at all. So let's walk through that. So let's bring this back to the third commit. So I'm gonna run the command git reset, and I'm gonna supply the ID of the third commit. That's 8007059. And this is a soft reset. Soft resets are the default. And we get a message, unstaged changes after reset. So as I mentioned, this is a soft, so it's now on the working directory and in the index. So if I run and get status, okay, you'll see that these are, we can run git restore to discard these changes, and we'll have to do it for file D because it's now saying file F is not even, it's not even tracked. So let's go git restore file D.txt. Okay. And we're almost back to normal, except file F is not even being tracked after that. So we'll need to get rid of this file, and you can do that by going to your file explorer and just removing it that way since it's not tracked. Or you could run a git command, git clean -n. It'll tell you what it's going to remove, and it'll give you that message. It will remove file F, and to go ahead and remove it, do a -f to force it, and it removes file f.txt. And if we run git status, we're back to where we were before. So that's how you can use a git restore. And let's check the log just to verify if we're on third commit. Got it. So that whole commit that we did for renaming those files is now gone. And you can see we're back to file A, file B, file C, and file D. The next one is called a revert. What a revert will do, it will actually make another commit on top of the last commit with those changes. So let's say I want to get rid of the third commit. And just to remind you guys, that's where I came in and put V2 and V2 for file C and file D. So this time I'm going to use revert. That's the git revert command. And you supply the ID of the commit that you want to revert. So in this instance, we're going to revert the third commit. So we're going to put in 8007059. Okay, it's giving us a prompt for the commit message. And the changes it's going to commit, we'll just need to close that or add another commit message. Let's put testing revert of the third commit, and we just close it. And we got a success message there. Now let's check the log and see what happened. As you can see, that third commit is still there, but it added another commit where the head is pointing called testing revert third commit. That's the message we put in. And if we come back over to the file, you can see that V2 is gone for file C and file D. And so those are two ways you could get rid of your commits. One is the reset, which will completely remove that commit. And the other is revert, where you will add another commit on top of the last commit. Okay. Now, just for fun, I'm going to show you guys a hard delete of the third commit. So let's do a git reset hard, and we'll reset it to the second commit. And you'll see there's going to be no coming back from this once I run this command. Okay. Head is now at the commit ID 4839513, second commit. So these are my commits. The branch is on master, the working tree is clean. There's no way for me to bring those changes back. And as I mentioned before, it removes it from object database, index, and the working directory. Okay. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Hopefully those commands can help you in the future with any issues or mistakes you may make in your repository. My name is Chris, and thanks for watching.